Well, hello guys, and welcome back to another Rick and Morty review. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at Season 2, Episode 5, Get Schwifty. So, I've said before, there's no bad episodes of Rick and Morty, right? Well, I am kind of starting to doubt myself on that one because of Something Rick It This Way Comes. I just really don't like that episode. But this is an episode that... So, you've got the good episodes, and then you've got the great episodes, right? Good is the worst of Rick and Morty, but it's still really good. This episode falls somewhere in the middle. I remember really liking it when it first came out, but the more and more I watch it, the less I like it. It's still more closer related to the great than it is the good. But yeah. So, let's just get into this. So, the episode starts off, this giant head flies towards Earth. Armageddon. I don't even know how to pronounce that. But it's affecting the weather, right? It's causing earthquakes, tsunamis. It's basically starting the apocalypse. And it's all, show me what you got. Right? So, Rick and Morty go to check it out. We see the math teacher... He's like, I'm going to church, right? I recommend you guys come along. And then we get the credits. It starts, then the episode, they're at the Pentagon, the lame Earth one. There's some good jokes, right? I'm not going to lie. And they go to the president and they're like, this is a cromulin and it wants Earth to create a new hit song. Okay, that's funny, right? It's a simple premise. They have to create a hit song, right, in order to survive. We cut to the church, and we see Principal Vagina, and he's basically like, screw all existing religions. The head is there. He is the new god. I'm going to go out there and pray for him, right? And then we cut back to Rick and Morty, and they do the whole they do the song. They go to Area 51, and we get Schwifty. Yeah, okay, it doesn't mean anything, but it's an enjoyable song, right? They know what they're doing when making it. And the Cromulans like it as well, so yeah, it leaves. And then all of a sudden Earth gets teleported, surrounded by all these different Cromulans. And we see Principal Vagina start his new religion, the Children of the Head, right? Because they're relating what Rick and Morty are doing with the heads to what he's doing and with worshipping the heads, right? They think of them as new gods and start a new religion. And yeah, we see planet music, 5 different planets all competing against one another, and only one gets to survive, the other are obliterated. Rick and Morty, they try to write their new song, but of course Morty's panicking, right? He's like, "Oh, we're all gonna die. Let's just take our family and get out of here." Rick is like, "Fuck that." And Ice Cube's also there because, Ice-T, not Ice Cube. Ice-T's there because why not? He's the only one that survived. Because the Grammys got sucked into a sinkhole and he's the only one that survived, and we'll get into it. But there's this one stereotypical general, right? You know the stereotypical general. Who was it? Was it Brian Cox and Pixels? Yeah, something like that. But he wants to go nuclear option, and they're like, nope, the president just says, oh, we gotta let them do what they do, right? They gotta get Schwifty. There's a part of me that feels like they had one good joke and one good metaphor, and they just tried to make an entire episode around it. And it works in parts, it doesn't work in others, right? We cut back to Summer, and again, that good metaphor is Summer discovers religion, right? She believes in the heads. She's become the perfect daughter, right? She's cooking them food, right? The parents are down for it because Beth is very skeptical, right? Again, the whole cause and relation thing, how they might not be related. Jerry's just kind of whatever, but Summer's loving it, so they decide to go along with it. They go to the Ascension, where they're literally tying people to balloons and sending them up into the head to be reborn as babies. It's a jab at religion, and it works, right? Because they're pushing it to its extreme. I like how they do it, right? We cut back to Rick and Morty, because Rick tells him that, oh, we can't leave because the portal gun will run out of charge. But the portal gun has plenty of charge, so Morty takes it and runs away and gets lost along the way. We cut back to Summer's plot, and we see how, oh, it's a thriving community, right? Everything's going great. Summer's going a little crazy, and everything's based around a potato-based religion, right? It's standard stuff. We cut back to Rick and Ice-T, and Ice-T leaves because, as we find out, he's literally a piece of ice who just wanders the galaxy because he got banished from his homeworld, Alpha Betrium, for being too apathetic. That's really funny, and I like how they bring it back. But he tells Rick to fuck off because he doesn't care. Rick even says, take it from me. You're gonna have to care eventually. He's kind of I'd say he's a straw man for the episode, but I honestly think he's a better Deus Ex Machina, if anything. But the stereotypical general turns on the president, hits him with the back of the gun, and goes to launch the nuclear option 1 minute into Earth song. We cut back to Morty to see that he's ended up on Bird World, and that Bird person's willing to offer him a job, but he tells him that he should go back and not abandon Rick, right? Because that's a dick move. So we learn that, Earth's performance is about to start, and he's like, shit. So he goes back to Rick. We got back to the Cult of the Heads, and they want to make Beth the head of medicine, and they want to make Jerry their head of advertising because they're taking headism worldwide. They turn it down because they're like, yeah, we're happy with our daughter, but this is insane. So then they get ascended, right? They tie them up to balloons, and it's like, you're gonna be reborn as babies. I'm already a baby. Again, there are some good jokes, but as they start lifting them up into the air, the heads start booing, right? And it's like, again, they're relating causation with correlation because Rick's totally blowing the song until the president and Morty come in. They start to save the song. The general nukes the heads. It does nothing, obviously. And the heads are going to destroy the planet, but Ice-T comes in and saves them. That's the whole Ice-T Ex Machina, where, if honestly, you could have cut out the general, and, I would say you could cut off the general and you wouldn't change anything, but then we would have missed Ice-T, and I still think he's funny in this, right? He's got, especially in the end credit scene. That's great. But they make their new song, Head Bend Over, Raise the Posterior. I always get Schwifty, right? It's done in such a way that it's memorable, right? It tends to stick in your head. This song, I forget all the time. It's not memorable at all. But then everything goes back to normal, right? We see that the cult figures out the causation and correlation, that there's nothing there, and that they really were on a musical TV reality show the entire time, so this was all pointless. We cut back to Rick and Morty, and it's just like, the president, I love this guy! Because the whole wrist beam that turns people into snakes doesn't turn people into snakes. I completely skipped over that. You gotta go watch the episode to find that out. But it's a really good episode, but it's not a great episode. It's kind of somewheres in the entire spectrum of Rick and Morty, it's somewheres right dab in the middle, right? And then we got the end credit scene, which we see Alpha Betrium, and how Ice-T is actually Water Tea, and how he's been banished, but now that he cares, he gets to come back, and the number Conians are attacking. Honestly, if they did like a little short, like a 5-minute little short about it, I'd totally watch it. I like the idea, right? It's nice, it's fun. It's a great way to end the episode. But yeah, no, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.